Welcome to Board Games Daddy. In my last video I brought Runebound, the third edition, the most recent one, most beautiful one, and the one that probably many people are playing at the moment. But from my investigation I saw that Runebound, the second edition, was really a very different game with different mechanics, to a point that I see on the community people saying that second edition is the best and others say third edition is the best. And when that happens, you know what that means for me is that, okay, so I need to see both, I need to have both, I need to explore both. So I decided to give a chance to Runebound second edition. I guess the first edition is the same as second edition, to have both and to experience both. And as a matter of fact, there is lots of content for the second edition, more than for the third edition, so it seems like there is a very long legacy support for this edition, lots of expansions, now everything out of print, right? But you can find many interesting deals on the secondary market, people getting rid of massive stuff for Runebound, and where there are people getting rid of games, I'm there to collect. So let's see inside Runebound. You can notice that the box is old indeed. So let's start by the cover. We have a slightly different art style from the third edition, although the box is the same size. It's from Fantasy Flight as well, but it looks older. It looks older. So it looks like seeing Dungeons and Dragons artwork from the 80s. That's my feeling here. 2 to 6. And you have some heroes which I don't recognize from the third edition. I bought this secondhand, so the guy that owned this, guy or the girl, I don't know, had the game on a shelf that was getting sun, so this side was completely eaten by the sunlight. Then another character, there's some creeps here, some risks, damage here, so I don't know, the corners are all wasted here. Yeah, but nothing serious. And I guess the guy then decided to let's turn around and try to burn the other side of the box, because this side and the other side are completely eaten by the sun, which is something that really hurts my feelings. I cannot put this on the shelf, so if I put this, then you will see the top part being eaten by the sun. So yeah, it's not the best copy around, but it is what it is. And let's take a look at the back. So your quest for adventure begins. I love the logo. I see there's a dragon, so the third edition also has a dragon as a character. Now the character, one of the campaigns is a dragon. So if I heard correctly, you have 2 campaigns on the third edition, but on the second edition you just have 1. But then you had 12 miniatures. 12 miniatures, so much more heroes for you to change your game, but probably you'll be always fighting the same boss. We'll see. I haven't played it. The Darklords are gathering, ancient powers are awakening, and chill has fallen across the land. Now it's time for danger and rising evil. Now is the time for fear for the innocent and the helpless. Now is the time for heroes. In Runebound, you and your friends play heroes in a fantasy world full of monsters, perils, and treasures. The realm is yours to explore as you wish. Visit the Mountains of Despair. I guess there was a Mountains of Despair on the third edition. The Whispering Forest, shop magic items. Yeah, Riverwatch, Dwarven Guide, and Frostgate. Wherever you go, adventure waits you, and because the game changes every time you play, you'll never have the same adventure twice. During a game of Runebound, the players roll unique movement dice to move their heroes around. That works differently. And okay, so there's the map. It seems very small here, but it's a big map as well, like the other one. And the plastic figures. So the contents would be these things here, lots and lots of content. Let's take a look inside Runebound. A quick reminder, this is not going to be a how to play game or a comparison game. It's just a let's take a look inside, like all my videos. So I'm going to share everything I know, but many things I don't know, and you won't find the answers here. So the manual is quite packed with text. The content, you also have the money, exhaustion, wounds, the things that you put on the map to do the quests. The cards look now different, a bit older in terms of artwork and colors. We'll get to see them. Now you have, the game works differently. So on the third edition you had 3 actions. It was an action-based game where you decided what you wanted to do with all the 3 actions you had. You can go either there, you can buy, you can train, you can move, you can fight, you can do whatever you want inside 3 actions. This game now is different. It is different. Each player turn is divided into 5 steps. So yeah, you always refresh, you always move, you always adventure, you always go to market, and you always get experience. So it's a step turn based game, and that makes the game work really different. And the other thing I noticed is the combat. The combat is completely different as well. So while on the other game you throw the runes, that's why the game was called Runebound. I thought that was coming also from the second edition, but no, it seems like here you have dice, like a more traditional way of combat. I'll show you those. And you have more types of terrain that you need to fit with the dice. So plains, you had it, forests and third edition exists, swamps were the waters, the same road. You have a specific now die for walking on roads, not the wild ones or not anything. Hills, mountains, and now you have rivers different from swamps. So I guess this is different, the ones that are different. And towns could be anything from. See the amount of text. Whew, this is quite dense, this manual, quite dense. And then now on fights, you have 3 types of fights that happen in sequence as well. So you have the chance to escape the combat, and then everyone attacks on range, then melee, then magic. And the mind is used for range combat, the body stats are used for melee combat, which are modifiers to add to your die, and then the spirit value is the magic value. So this feels like a completely different game from the fighting perspective, right? So there are mechanics where you use items, not skills, items that you have, allies that you equip, we'll see the cards, and the characters look completely different. They have less life, and then the combat is, I'll show you here the enemy. So this is an example of an enemy that has 3 life and has these stats: 15 on range, 11 on melee, and 14 on magic, right? And then when you attack, you need to scroll higher. If not, you take the damage that you see here. So you take only 1, but your life is 4. So it's more or less proportional probably, but it's not the same way that on third edition, that I show you on third edition. You do the 3 types of attacks. So in this case, this guy doesn't do a range attack, but he will do the magic and the melee attack. And allies also take part when their stats are active. So here you see he can help on ranged. Sorry, on magic. Okay. And then there are several rounds until you decide to move away from the combat. And that's it. There's no second manual at this time. The Fantasy Flight only did 1 manual apparently, and they are also giving some publicity to an expansion called the Islands of Dread. So there's a new map there, new cards, 8 new figures, some different tokens there, but that's for another video. Hopefully when I acquire this, if I acquire this. Okay, so there's the box. I'll put the box on the side now. No, wait, I'm going to show the box because I want a map on the background. So you can see the years I've passing by this on second hand. The insert is broken. The kind of plastic is that old plastic also. There's some duct tape here, but there it's missing. So you can feel the years passing by this plastic because it's very fragile. Everything's on plastic bags from the previous owner. These are the dice for you to travel and the dice for you to fight. Okay. So you now throw more dice, not just 3, because there are no stats for how many dice you throw. There's no stamina there. Okay. They look very old. These dice look like very 2003. Okay. So let's go for the map. Map is one of the auxiliaries here. Not the main focus of the game. So I haven't done a side by side, but I guess there are lots of similarities in terms of the names. But the map looks shorter or thinner than the other one, and another thing that you see is that the cards there are some space in the board being used to put cards, which is a clever decision of the third edition, moving the cards out of the board, and then you can expand the board to a wider, larger area. So here you'll have the equipment cards, the event cards. The market now seems to work differently. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 CDs, all of them branded with a different animal. So you see the red one here, Vineval, which is this one, Riverwatch, this one, that one says Tamalir, that one there, Forge is that one, Downsmoor, that one. Okay, so yeah, 4 CDs, but you only have 1 item for sale in each of them, not 4 as in the third edition. Okay. The axes look, the colors, they look like very old. Like it reminds me. See if you can rely on this as well. If you rapport as well on this. Heroes of Might and Magic, the first games, till like probably 3, where you have a map that looked like this, and you move your units around to clear away the fog. Remember Heroes of Might and Magic? That's the feeling this is giving me. The color brands, the color branding, etc., the color tone. Yeah. So there's a zone for mountains, less mountains here. They are all together, not spread. There's the river, there's the roads here, crossing. Okay, some cities are far away, they are not all connected with roads like before in the third edition. And you have these symbols here, which you will put the tokens for the specific events. The green, the yellows, the purples, and the reds. We'll see what they are when we get to the cards. But basically that's it. And this part looks very similar to third edition indeed. It's the same experience, walking around with the miniature. So let me use a miniature here as an example. Walking around on the map. Okay. So I guess then it's time for us to move forward to get to know the heroes. Get to know the heroes. Okay, so I'm putting here on camera. First, the 12 heroes. Let's get to know better these 12 heroes. And I'm going to show the miniatures as well. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. So I'll take one every time to facilitate. So we have here Spirit Speaker Mock. Clearly spirit, but he has more on the fighting side. Now you have skills like this, like Dungeons and Dragons, or they have stats. Diplomacy, sneak, I guess you'll be tested on those. Okay, for life, etc. So that's a character card. Let's see if we can find a miniature for this guy. I have the miniatures here on the side. So there it is. I guess it's this guy here. The Spirit Seeker Mock. Okay. Then Sir Valadir, typical fighter, 5 on fighting. Same life. Skills are climb and diplomacy. Should not be difficult to find this guy to do his helmet. No, not this one. Okay, this one. Yeah, The E-Man sword, give it away. Give it away. Although the feathers are a bit different. They seem shorter, yeah. But that's the fighter. I'm calling this a fighter. I don't know if this is a fighter or not. Boardgame the Shadow. Wow, this guy has a mask. Looks like an ogre below it, under it. And 5 of life. Okay, so this guy is more on the ranged side. Looks like a thief in the shadows, right? Boardgame the Shadow says it all. And there he is. There he is, Boardgame. Crouched. Hid behind something to pounce on his prey. Okay, we saw this guy on the manual. Varicus, the Dead. The Dead. So this is an undead character, but as for per undead, is really good on fighting and magic. So you may take an exhaustion to make a magic attack. So this one is easy to find due to his horns and the long sword. Just wanted to see the details of his face. Not the best mini indeed. After almost 20 years, I don't know. It's good to be showing you things that were made probably 20 years ago. It feels very exciting. More Drog. I hope that I can be showing them for the next 20 years as well. I have encapsulated here a piece of history that every time I open I share. It's an amazing experience for me, at least, and I hope for you. More Drog. More Drog is also a fighter. Too many fighters here. 6. Okay, so this must be a huge miniature. This must be a huge miniature for 6, right? There's the guy. A very big orc here with a big axe. So many fighters. Where are the magic characters? Okay, mad cartas. 4 here, but 5 on life, more than many. So, do we have a magic character? No, I don't think so. Sorry, I need to sneeze. I'm allergic to old stuff. Not a magic person with that kind of knife there, but the strongest would be the magic attack. So it's like a druid that has also a knife, like Asterix druid. Ronan of the Wild, clearly a ranger forest guy. Yeah, can climb, can hide, can swim. So this guy is a ranger in the nature, and he has a companion. So where is this guy? This one. Very similar. He has the animal on his shoulder. So cool. So cool. I don't recognize any of these characters from the Terrinoth. I don't know if this game is already on the Terrinoth world, but you probably know better than I. Oh, this guy is very balanced. Red Scorpion. 4, 4, 4. 5. Wow. But then one less skill than others. Balance, so it's balanced. Even the text, the flavor text says that. Blade Dancer. So where's the Blade Dancer? Is this the Blade Dancer? Blade Dancer. Why am I calling this Blade Dancer? Because there is a Blade Dancer on 3rd edition, right? I remember there's a Blade Dancer somewhere. Now, Silhouette. Sneak, hide, so that's another rogue here. Rogue character, dual knife, but fighting, the best part. There she is. Looks like a character from Assassin's Creed. 3 more to go. We have the Battle Mage Jace. Well, it's a Battle Mage, but he can summon a Mage Sword, and if he needs to strike you with melee damage, for sure he'll do that. Look at the blade. Come here, I'm a Battle Mage. You don't see Battle Mage very often. That class that is always difficult to combine fighting with magic, right? One Feast. That's the pirate character. Oh, it's a fat guy. It's a fat guy with a hook and a spear. And Runwich Stara. There's finally a magic character. 4 to 1. And should be very strong with magic. Go there near your friends. Okay. So one of the different things this game brings is the allies. All these cards are allies that you can also buy on stores. That's why they have the item packs, and they use them to help you on fights. So let's take a look. They cost you this, they have these stats, and they will help you this way on combat. For 6,000 here, Rune Giver. Okay, so Rune Apprentice. Oh, they have repetition here. Dwarven Ranger. Oh, because he has a crossbow. That's why that one. Brother Fracas. What's that? I'm going to put down the cards to see it correctly. Brother Fracas. Sister Celia. So the whole church is here. 5 on magic. Sister Celia. 7 on cost. And then Sir Luren. He cannot fight. He cannot run away from fights. The Prince Gardoon. What the hell? What's that? Oh. Okay, so it's on his arm. The hand is there. So, Prince Gardoon. Silverjack. 6. That's a dwarf or something. I like the artwork. It looks very old compared with modern standards, but I like it. It's very classic, right? It's immortal, intemporary. Highway Guardian. The Rune Seeker. The Griffin Wanderer. 2 sticks. 9, so Surgard the Black. Lots of life. Wow, this is a very big ally. The Rune Seeker as well. Another Rune Seeker. Runesmith Shan. Okay, another German. Jurte the Fierce. 10. Range and melee. Jurte receives plus bonus to her attack rolls for each heart on her. So the more damage she is, the more damage she gives. Acolyte of the Flame. We saw that on the manual. Highway. Honor Sword. Burning Priest. Honor Sword, Burning Priest. Okay, so I'm starting to repeat some of the allies. Drogomoth. The Wise. Also another magic character. Honor Sword. Rune Master Barras. Super magic character. Okay, so these ally mechanics, it looks good. So you have an ally that helps you. You have even more variation when you have allies and characters that change. So cool. So let's get back here to the box. Let me see if I can move around, because now I need the box here on camera to show you the rest of the content. So let's move away. The tokens that you use to mark on terrain many things, like the adventures, etc. So no big deal here. We've seen the die. Damage counter and exhaustion counters. Modifiers. Used somehow, I don't know. And then we have money, gold. That's gold. Very strange gold pieces. Very strange. And they're only the items and the adventures. Take a look at the rest of the items for the market. So this is an artifact, Charmer's Flute, so that's the cost of the items. Shield of Light, a Black Dagger, Potion of Healing, Backpack of Holding, Dwarven Fire Mug, Ghost Armor, Potion of Strength, Padded Leather Armor. These cards, they look like a CCG game. Right? They have, I've seen here some kind of game, but I don't remember which one. But they look like it. Shield of Light, Soundja Chainmail, Lightning Mace, Eyes of Avra. There's a relic here. White Blade, Alchemist Flash Bomb, Himalate. That's a rune. Okay, the rune. So maybe the runes come from here. The rune name. Great Bow. Okay, Gauntlets of Shadow. Ring of Arcane. Wow, so many different items. Rune of Ewing. Rage Blade. 2 more damage in combat. Wow, that's good, but it costs 12. Alright, it's a blade, weapon, an armor, another weapon. Belt. So a belt is a weapon. A bomb, runes, soul beater. After your hero makes a successful melee magic attack, activate to inflict 3 more damage. Wow. This is a killing blow. Crystal of Tival. Okay, great arrow. Wings of Regiroth. Before moving, activate to move up to 4 spaces. Okay. Instead of rolling the die. So 15, so you can move anywhere. Mace of Kalos. Crystal Staff. More bows. A mirror. Okay, rings. Yeah, those are the items. The last thing to show would be the event cards. So, I guess we'll find here a bit of the story, right? Where's that dragon? Where are the enemies? Because we haven't seen any of those. Just to check here on the setup, board setup, and the challenge track. Serum fold. Okay, so everything. Where's the dragon? Where's the final boss? How does that play out? There are variants here. Longer Runebound. Let's see what kind of cards do we have here. We have the reds. Red type of events. The greens. The greens are much more. Okay. The yellows. And the purples. Okay. Let's start with the reds because I think the reds would be important. Dragonlord. Okay, so these look like important enemies. Although you have some red spots on the map, they don't seem as often as the other colors, so these should be the story-driven spots. Dragonlord Braxis. What was the name of the dragon? Dragonlord sounds like. Review of the game. The objective. Okay, so there we go. The objective of the game is either kill High Lord Margath or collect the 3 dragon runes. The first player to do either of these is the winner. Killing Margath and collecting dragon runes are discussed in detail later in these runes. Okay, so our target here is Margath, not Dragonlord Braxis or Dragonlord Droxor. Oh, but there are some rewards. Take this card. It is now the Dragon Rune of Braxis. So, 1 rune here, another rune here, and I guess the Dragonlord Abrax will also provide you one of the runes. And here the story. Okay, there's another. Wait. 4. What's this? 4. The Dragonlord's Reason. Hidden place where the... Okay. Let's put this in the end. So this also has a dragon, a rune, and there's the final boss here. There's the final boss, Lord Margath, with very high stats. So you need to roll above 20s to be able to damage the guy, and he has 8 of damage. Okay, so lots of runes and or the Dragonlord. The Dragonlords have risen, and their minions are returning to serve their master. Every hidden place here where Dragonlords reside is crawling with men and beasts sworn to protect them. Each time a hero attempts a red adventure, the hero must fight the Dragonlord's servant. Before you can draw a red adventure card, you must defeat a challenge with the values listed below. If you succeed, you can draw the topmost red adventure card immediately end your turn. So you need to become stronger enough to be able to challenge this in order to draw one of these Dragonlords. Cool. Where to go next? Blues? Let's see the blues. Okay, so we have fights and story. Okay, so these are event cards, and then let's move away from the events and just see that. Wow, this guy is also strong. Big boy. Caravan besieged. They all look very strong. Black Island here. While this card is in play, okay, this changes what happens in the game. And these are tests that you need to do to test your skills. Odrax the Terrible, Margath's Hatchlings, the baby dragons. Whispers of Change, another test. Magic tests. Order Rocks the Cruel. You're fighting always dragon-like creatures. Another dragon. Wow. Hybrid. So this is very focused on dragons indeed. Those expansions need to bring different lore. Now the greens. What do we have in the greens? Okay, so I'm seeing so greens should be the easier ones, and then yellows should be level 2, yeah. Then blues are level 3, and level 4 is the most difficult ones. Okay, so you should start attacking greens and have the easy guys here. Let's see, the stats should look very easy, yeah. Much lower, not dragons. Other kinds of monsters. Vingolem, Vinegolem, Nightwolves, Servants of Vorkash, Giant Beetles, Cybercat, Cool Such Party, Temple of Margath. So, what's the Temple of Margath? It's a temple servant, okay. The artwork is amazing. I enjoy this artwork. Death Witch. The artwork is super cool. Razor Wing Riders, Golden Skull, Viewer, Wilder, Hiltraw. Look at the art, so cool. So cool. Vorkash Necromancers, Lord Pharaoh, Angry Worms, more Razor Rings, Spiders, and Assassin on the Loose, Centaurs, or is this a Centaur? No. Lizard Rats, that's the first time for me. Ghost Stag, so cool. Lair of Rakon, so cool. Mistress of Ferox, and a Carnivorous Plant. So those are the easier ones, and then the medium ones would be Ferox of the Wild, Hunting Party, Path of Refugee, Lady Vorkash, she's hypnotizing the guy. Lady and Lord Vorkash, Lich King, Survival and the Fallen. Zombies on the loose. Ferox on the prowl. Wow, the name, the Ferox ambush. Ferox are that monster. And we saw that on the manual. That's a fountain. Brood of the Blood Mother. So the fountain is the enemy. Cool, cool. Wow. Another test, and the Hungry Dead. And the last one is Lady Katori. Wow, Lady Katori. And they have a flavor here. Super interesting flavor. Okay. And that's it. That was Runebound, the second edition. Runebound second edition. I hope that I have shown you the difference between second and third if you watch both videos. And these are really different games, so you should own both or try both to see which one is better. And I definitely will. And there's lots of content for Runebound second edition that I own, and I'll bring those on the next videos separately. And so if you enjoy this content about Runebound or board games in general, I invite you then to check the channel, leave a like, subscribe, and be part of this community, and don't lose any of the 20 expansions that I'm going to bring. See you on the next one. Goodbye.